Hello one, hello all, it's the most not surprised ghost of them all, Caspa in the flesh, and it's time for a review of MGK, Trippie Red, genre Sad Boy, EP. Yep, the boys from Ohio, the rapper singers MGK and Trippie Red have put together an EP. Now, going off the title, you would think that they are making a completely different genre. And I was honestly expecting super cringe, like cringe almost to a point where it's novelty, like laughably bad. But no, it's just rehashed ideas parading around as a new idea. And with Trippie Red being such a chameleon to other genres, he's done a bunch of genres before, I would hope that he has been, or would be, a highlight on this album, because I knew MGK would be terrible. I just knew it. Like, there was no way MGK was going to team up with Trippie Red and make an amazing album. But I had hope. I had hope. And after numerous listens, that hope is pretty much gone, because we're getting the worst of Trippie Red, the worst of MGK. Not saying we can get something amazing from MGK. I will give credit, though. Trippie Red can deliver vocally sometimes, but his writing, his vocals on other points, MGK's writing could be underwhelming to borderline cringy to otherworldly trash. And with these subjects, we're getting subjects of self-harm, drug use, isolation, mental health, but it's presented in such a way that's commercialized that it's disgusting. It's like they're wearing it as it's like a costume, and they're just dishing out one cliche after the next as they're delivering probably the most flavorless, unimaginative, watered down portion of emo I've probably ever heard. And they're making it sound so trendy and opposed to sharing the severity of it. And the lyrics are just so vapid, it's difficult for me to sympathize. And it shows me MGK has not grown from his fetishization of depression, of toxicity. And Trippie Red just sounds like he's just for the ride. Not really adding anything here at all. And this album isn't even focused, especially on time travel, where the genre is sad boy, right? But there's nothing sad on the track Time Travel at all. MGK is just trying to show how hard and vindictive he is, while Trippie Red is just bragging about being with a woman he just banged. Over this painfully generic, faux, sad synth line. And this whole album just reads to me as they're just in the limousine, and it's funny because Trippie Red does have a line where he says, "You ever cried in the back of a limousine?" No, Trippie, I haven't. And it just comes off to me as they're shedding these fake tears and just wiping them with their dollar bills. And MGK really seals the deal with cringe bars here that shows me even more he's suffering from Peter Pan syndrome. Saying, y'all being pragmatic, I'm illmatic. So you're knocking people for being realistic, which is what you should be. And then likening yourself to one of the greatest rap albums ever made? Oh, my guy, you're not even Lost Tapes 2. Also, we're getting the same lines and concepts that we got on the atrocious mainstream Sellout. Talking about, oh, how I could go back in time where I was wearing shitty shirts and backward hats. You could still do that. Nothing's stopping you. You know that, right? Nothing's stopping you from doing that. And you would think after putting out that album, there was some self-awareness. But due to the fact that nothing has changed and MGK is doing nothing to change here, it really just shows this is just poor, performative, fake sad act that I could smell from a mile away. And we're constantly getting these toxic, manipulative, self-harm bars because this woman wants to leave him, wants to move on. And due to being the toxic asshole that MGK has proven to be, you can't really blame her, and the fact he's including self-harm and trying to gaslight this person just shows how much of a piece of trash he is. We didn't forget about Sid and Nancy. So you have that, but you also have the terrible, watered-down production that's coming down the pipe, coming down this absolute sewage pipe of an EP. Like the song Struggles, which is handedly the worst track on this album. That sounds like a fucking pharmaceutical commercial. That sounds like a bad 90s pop song that never gets started. With this corny whistling that's constantly on here, where all I can picture is dads mowing their lawns, waving to other rich, happy dads in short shorts, and right aside of them is their $1 million sports cars. And why does MGK sound like he's rapping with a mouthful of lamb chops on certain tracks? To his credit though, he does, even though it is surface level, talk about his woes, losing family members, struggle. It's hard for me to take serious when you have this dime a dozen emo pop beat, these goofy pitch down vocals in the background, and then you got Trippie Redd aimlessly singing about this relationship he's with these corny braggadocious bars like, I'm a hot boy colder than the snow. And the hook is very concerning, where MGK talks about he's nodding off, hoping he didn't take fentanyl. I would hope not either. So yeah, a majority of these tracks after is just the same premise over and over. It's a broken record. It's a broken, sad, played out, nobody's buying it record, where it just shows lyrically how they've just ran out of ideas, with the production getting more and more stale. It's like eating out of the same old bag of potato chips, the same old stale bag, and just hoping you're gonna get that crunch, hoping you're going to get something new, something different. But no, it doesn't happen. And then you have the song Half Dead, which has one emo cliche after another. And the vocals sound so warbly, so elongated, so processed. With this fake-ass sniffling, did I hear fake-ass sniffling on here? I think I heard fake-ass sniffling. And no more, while they are rapping about turning a new leaf. It just comes off so comatose, like there's no emotion here. And MGK has this line about regretting past interviews. Care to elaborate? And there's also the lo-fi track on here, the lo-fi closer, where again, MGK just touches on his pity party here. And yeah, it's just like, it's hard for me to empathize when you come off so manipulative, so toxic, and wear depression as a costume, treat it as a trend. So you're not doing trends anymore, but this sounds like the most trendy, unoriginal thing you've probably ever put out, to be honest. It's lazy, it's gross, it's low effort, and there's a lot of things that make this album terrible. Is you have a new genre, you're saying you have a new genre called sad boy, where the lyrics are too vapid to be sad, and sonically this is just emo rap. This is just emo rap. You've just slapped a new label on it with watered down, cheaply produced production and a lack of new ideas. And yeah, this is as disappointing and terrible as I thought it'd be. I'm like, it could have been good. Could have been. Trippie could have put some care into this, put MGK in the right direction, but no, he's just there. And MGK is doing everything I dislike about his music continuously and throwing it in my face. I'm feeling a 0 on this. Yeah, a 0. But if you've given this EP a listen, what did you think of it? Did you love it? Did you hate it? Why? And that's it. Caspa, Gothic Ghost, MGK, Trippie Redd, a genre sad boy EP. Till we meet again.